Hi, I'm Dana Obleman. This video is for my free sleep course for babies 13 to 24 months right here on YouTube. If you feel like you could use some more guidance, and check out Sleep Sense Plus, the link is in the description below. Good morning, welcome back. The next thing I want to prepare you for is travel. Now, some people get so nervous because they worked so hard to get their child sleeping well that they never want to take a trip again. Or they've got a trip coming up and they're so nervous about it they just don't know what to do. I'll share with you some tips today on how to make travel doable, how to hang on tight to all this sleep success that you've had and still enjoy yourself. Now, the number one mistake people make when they travel is that they overschedule themselves. They've got so many plans to see and go here and visit this person that their child misses her nap and bedtime's too late, and a few days of this goes by, and then at bedtime on the third day, she just cries the house down for 45 minutes because she's become so overtired that she's lost the way. And then you'll get really nervous because you're in a hotel room or you're at your mother-in-law's and everybody's staring at you while your child's screaming. And then it's very easy to start going back to old props because you have anxiety around this. So please don't do that. A nap missed here or there, or a slightly later bedtime a day or two, those are most likely going to be okay and not cause too much disruption to her schedule. But for the most part, you really need to honor it. I mean, you would never run her so ragged all day long that you didn't offer her a meal. That doesn't make sense to anybody. But the same thing, that same sort of thought pattern needs to be applied to sleep, because it is as equally important as the food you give her. So making time in your day for her to have some sort of nap, even if it's in the stroller or the car seat, again, that's not the end of the world if it's just happening now and then. But for the majority of the time, let's get her napping in that crib and going to bed at a decent time. The next big mistake people make is that they bed share. Again, we talked about that, bed sharing with a toddler. I don't know what people are thinking. Don't do it. Nobody will sleep well if you bed share with your toddler. Again, a few nights of that and she might decide that that's the new place she sleeps now, or that she would like to continue to do that once you get home again. So have her sleep in some sort of own space. Bring a pack and play along. A lot of hotels will rent you or loan you a crib that you can put her in. Now, this is very, very important with this age group. If you're going to be in a hotel room with your toddler, then you're going to need to build some sort of partition between you and your toddler with the furniture, or you could put her in the bathroom, you can put her in the closet. There are places in which we can put her in this room to build out a little bit of space so that she has her own zone for sleep. Because if she wakes up in the middle of the night and you are the first person she sees, her most favorite people in the world, then it's playtime. It's party time now. She's going to be adorable, but for the next 2 hours, you're all going to be awake because it's so exciting to see you in the middle of the night, especially if she's not used to it. So it doesn't have to be pretty, but it needs to be some sort of division between the two of you. I can remember having my son in bathrooms, in laundry rooms, any place where I could put him where he would have his own space. It was really important that he maintain his great sleep schedule. So make sure you bring along, if he's got a special buddy that he sleeps with or a blankie, you're going to want to bring those things along. Now, for some toddlers, the first night or two is a little rough. And that makes sense. I can remember we took a big trip to Costa Rica when our daughter was 2. And for the first 2 or 3 days, she had a hard time. She was doing a lot of protesting. She was a bit overtired from the travel. And so I just sat by the door in the room with her for a couple of days, just reassuring her with my key phrase that she was fine. And by the third day, we were back to great sleep skills. I didn't have to stay in the room anymore. But for, you can bend a little bit, right? As long as we don't bend too much or go too far with this, we can still be supportive to our children when they're having a bit of a transition or the things are a little weird or out of the norm for a day or two, but then we hang on to our expectations that they are good sleepers and they stay good sleepers. We traveled with our children. We still travel with our children all the time, but when they were little, we traveled with them at least once or twice a year for fairly long extended periods of time. And as long as we held on to these rules about their sleep and the priority that their sleep was important, then we did really well with our trips. Okay, so tonight we are going to move that chair. If you've been in the doorway, we're going to back it up a little bit now so that your child can really only see maybe your feet. If she really stretches her neck, she might be able to see your feet are still in the door. We're going to say our key phrase so she knows that we're close by, but we're just easing off. We're backing out of this room a little bit more. If there's any protests, that's okay. We'll just use our key phrase every few minutes to reassure her. We're not going to panic if she does a little bit of crying here. It's not going to change what we're doing with our strategy. And that should get us through night 12. See you in the morning.